I'm Joel Houston. I'm doing the BioWork presentation. So we're doing the BioWork program. What the BioWork program is simply here, it's 136 non-credit hours, workforce continuing education, and it's designed for entry-level positions in as a process technician at various companies in the area. And we'll see some of those companies are mentioning them here in a few minutes. Right now, the companies out there, we have experienced tremendous growth in the biopharma area. There's many companies out there right now, several companies building new plants, plant companies that have been here expanding, etc. So the opportunities are out there. So what does our program entail? We have 8 units that we go over. Typically, it's 2 weeks on a unit. The class can last short is 11 weeks and up to it works better at 15 weeks. It's typically what we do, but sometimes we compact it a little bit based on the schedule. But anyway, this is a list of what we go over. What we try to enforce in this, what we try to instill in people is what you will be doing as an entry level operator. Um, I've worked in the industry on the floor for 20 years. The others that are teachers have worked in the industry. So it's not just showing you the chemistry and showing you CGMP and safety, etc. We're actually talking about the equipment that you're going to be using. What you're going to see? How do you troubleshoot that equipment? That type of things. Also, we do have job searches, resumes, interviews. Currently, we do work with the NC Biotechnology Center at RTP. We have an upcoming job fair on the 15th of November. That NC Bio typically has one in the spring, one in the fall. And then there's others we're constantly looking, so if we see openings or, we say, hey, go look at this website. Here's some jobs. We work with recruiters. Recruiters will say, hey, send us some resumes. We've got positions, that type of stuff. So we do all we can to help the employees find find employment in the industry. And like I said, right now there is jobs available for sure. All right. So like we said, what is it designed to qualify someone for? Like I said, roles where only high school diploma and short-term training are required as the minimum. And a lot of the jobs out there right now, that's what, for the entry level, that's exactly what they're asking for. I know in the past, the biopharma sometimes wanted people with a 2-year degree. The recruiters have said, you've got good students from high school that have gone through your program, send us their resumes. So if, like I said, if you've got a solid, you don't have to be just coming out of high school. If you've got a solid work background and you take this course so you understand the basics of the biopharma, that will get you get you where the companies want you to be. It's basically getting your feet wet, if you will. So when you walk in the door, you'll have some idea what to expect and not be overwhelmed with what you see. Okay. So that's really that's really all the slides that I have. Let me show you this real quick. So we are offering this course. We offer it at the Cary location, which is on the corner of 1010 Highway 1010 and Kildare Farm. I think it's Long Pond Village is what it's called, but it's right at the corner of 1010 and Kildare Farm Road. We offered at RTP. That's the newest building, the Lilly Science and Technology building. We are going to offer it eventually in a year or so. I don't have a picture of it, but this is it, I think. Yep, right here. The new Eastern Wake campus is in the process of being built right now. There's like I think 2 buildings that they've just put the steel up on. So they're looking at 2024, maybe 2025 at the latest. That's really where the program's going to be based out of at that point. We'll offer it there, but we'll still offer it, I'm sure, at different parts of the county. So, you can take it where it's convenient. Um, the program right now is offered in hybrid format. you can do the lecture type on the lectures online, and then come for one evening or one day for labs. We have online, excuse me, we have labs where we can actually, work with the equipment and show you how to do filtration, how to check the pH, how to all of the stuff that's online just reinforces what we went over in the lectures. We have the courses now. We have one coming up in the spring that's going to be again fully live. Lecture's going to be in person. Lab's going to be in person. Then we do have some hybrids that we're going to have. Occasionally, we do have it where both the lab and the course is online. I think we have one going like that right now. We're trying to get people back into the lab. The lab especially is critical for that on hand stuff. It really makes it better. But we had the COVID and the issues with that, they did do it for a couple of semesters. Both of them were online. But like I said, I'm not sure how long that's going to last, but I'm fairly certain it'll be going hybrid going forward, and definitely, in person going forward. If we haven't, enough demand, we might do the others, but that's not. I don't set up the schedule, so just keep your eyes open for the schedule, and choose the one that works best for you. Um, all right, that's really all I've got to say the about our programs. Not a lot to say about it. Like I said, the thing we do try to do, we try to work with the students and have different times. For instance, we have classes in the evening from 6 to 8:30 or 6:30 to 9. We have classes for students that can attend in the morning from 9 to 12. And then if we have online classes and we need to do it, you know, at different times, maybe in the afternoon. I don't know. We try to work with what students need. So just keep an eye on the schedule. And if you have, enough, if you have a specific need, you can contact us. And if they have enough demand, we could probably do that. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't set up the schedule, but I know we work with people as much as possible, because that's our goal, is to get people get people trained and get them in the industry. Okay. Anybody got any open up for questions? Anybody got any questions?
Hi, I have a question. Thank you
Yes,
so
yes,
much
ma'am.
for your time. My name is
Uh-huh.
Ijama, and I was just wondering, I know you went over, a little bit about how the courses are, how the hybrid model works, how the labs work, but can
Hmm.
you give us a little bit more insight? Because even online, it doesn't go into depth other than it being pharma about what will we be doing. Are we helping manufacture medications? Are we helping with testing COVID samples? Like, what would the role actually entail?
Okay. The the entry level process for a process technician in biopharma would basically, yes, entail producing medicines. And when I'm saying medicines, most of the medicines these companies do are are biological products, which are proteins. Okay, they're grown in reactors from 2,000 liters up to 15,000 liters, 15,000 liter reactors. And then they grow them, and then once they're grown, you'll harvest them and get the materials that you need out. And then what we call downstream, you'll run it through chromatography columns, purify it, get the protein out. And then at the end of the day, you'll wind. It depends on if that company. Some companies have filling lines. Some companies just wind up with maybe 150 liters of bulk product, and then they send it to a contractor where they'll put it into syringes or put it into vials. It just depends on the company. But it's not a lab job. No, it's not a lab job. It's not checking COVID or anything like that. Like I said, you're going to be actually growing the pharmaceutical products. For instance, Securus they're hiring a lot of people. They make the flu vaccine. So they actually grow the cell, and they do it with cell culture. Almost always the flu vaccine was produced in chicken eggs. Well, they've got a new process where they produce it in a cell culture, and that makes it where they can turn around quicker and easier, and you're not dealing with all the eggs and all of that. So they do that, and then they do their own filling, put it either in a 5 ml vial. They did do it in syringes. I'm not sure if they're still doing the individual syringes or not. I know they found out there was more demand for the multi-dose vials. But anyway, that's what you'll be doing, either growing it, purifying it, that type of thing.
Thank you.
Hmm.
I have another question.
Sure.
Okay, so you were talking about the campus at RTP and then Cary, and the
Mhm.
RTP said Mooresville on the slide. Is that
Mhm.
Mooresville that's adjacent to Charlotte, or is that
No,
a different? Okay,
it's right off Highway 54, about a mile from where 540, the toll 540. You don't have to get on the toll road to get there. If you take the last exit before you get to the toll road, it's about a quarter of a mile back towards the Cary on 54.
okay. And so regardless whether you take the fully online program or you take the hybrid model, there's still some portion where you have to come to campus since you're going to have that hands-on with the equipment. Did I understand you correctly?
There right now we do have one that's totally online, and what they've done is they've took videos of the instructors doing the labs, and you just watch it. We are trying to get away from that. It's so much better for the hands-on part when the students actually come. So right
Okay.
now I know we have a hybrid course coming up in the spring, and I know we have a fully online where it's 2 days and the instructor. Whether they're going to have fully online, completely online going forward, I'm not sure. Just look
Okay.
at the schedule. It's possible. I mean, because right now everyone likes online. It is convenient.
Mhm.
But we really are definitely for the labs. We're trying to get back to that one day for sure. But
Okay.
might or might not in the future have the fully online.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you. That concludes my questions for now.
Okay. Anyone else?
I have a question. So if we are interested in this, what is our next step? And I also want to thank for such great questions. They were awesome. They answered all my questions.
Yes.
And my
All
name's
right.
Lori.
So let me show you what we can do to register here. Let me pull it up real quick. Hold on. I should have had that one up. Okay. Let me give me just a second. I'm gonna share my screen again. Okay. Okay. Can you see the screen? NC Bio Network.
No,
Okay. Let
let me
me
just.
click on share one more time. Share. Share. Okay. Now, do you see? Is it showing the PowerPoint we were looking at?
Yes, it is.
NC Bio Network we should see right now, correct?
Correct.
Okay. ncbionetwork.org. If you go to this website and then come down and say, I want to learn about, I think it is biowork. Yeah, biowork. So you click on biowork, and then You right here, just follow it through. Select your preferred college, and then there's more colleges. There's a couple of more colleges in the area that offer it, but you could choose on Wake Tech. When you chose Wake Tech, it would show you the courses that we have coming up. All you would do is commit your contact information, and then our director would give you a call or email or whatever to confirm your registration. But that's the way you would do it. We get all the registrations in through this website. So just go to the ncbionetwork.org, choose BioWork, and fill in the information.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We did have a question in the chat that asked if any scholarships are available for this program and what are the admissions requirements. I did place in the chat the link to our wikitech.edu /free training that there may be scholarships available for this course. So certainly if that's something that would be of benefit to you, please review that resource. And then our AVP put into the chat the registration information at ncbiowork.org/biowork. So please view the chat for helpful information.
Okay. And he had mentioned the scholarships. So they have what's called the Propel Scholarship. I'm not sure exactly if there is any, requirements, et cetera. At one time, there wasn't. What you need to do is when you do your if you go through Wake Tech, there's a button that talks about the Propel Scholarship. Sign up for it. Right now, they are not doing it right now, but they told us that it was going to be coming back online, hopefully this spring. What they're doing is taking the people that if you sign up, get your information in there, and then when if they get it coming back, they will let you know. They said not to, say promise it, if you will, but it should. I know this semester we've got a class or two that did get that. It's something on the workforce continuum and the ed side where they're trying to get squared away before they push it going forward. But it's definitely, like I said, it's definitely a possibility. We just tell everybody to go ahead and click on it, sign up for it, and then when they'll let people know what the status is on it. All right. Anybody else? I'm looking over the chat here to see. Yeah, someone in there added, yes, funding should reopen in a few weeks. That's exactly what we've been told. So. Okay. Anyone else? Let me say I would highly encourage anyone that thinks they're interested in this field to take the course. Like I said, right now, we've got Diosynth, Fujifilm Diosynth in Holly Springs is building. Well, I read it was the largest cell culture manufacturing plant in the U.S. It's going to be huge. And then they're building like part of it, and then they're going to have the shell when they're going to finish it out as they need it. But they're starting with 8 15-ton reactors. So I know they're going to need a lot of employees there. Amgen is building a plant in Holly Springs that's supposedly start up around 2025. Eli Lilly has a plant in RTP that's coming online in the summer of next year. They're hiring now, training people for that. I know KBI is a contract facility. They're in RTP and Durham. I know they are going to be in the job fair. They have some openings. Securus has openings. They have several openings. If you're in the Lee County area or down that way, Pfizer at Sanford, their gene therapy products down there have openings, or even in Johnston County, Novo Nordisk has got the large facility out there that just opened up. They're ramping up now. I think they're fully open, but they're just sort of ramping up where they produce their drug for type 2 diabetes, and then they have a filling line across the road where they do for syringe filling, et cetera. So, and those are just the big companies. For every big company I've named, there's probably 5 smaller startup type companies that are in RTP. So it's good opportunities. RTP is last I read was like the fourth largest biotech hub in the country. California, San Francisco, and San Diego are the top, and then of course Boston in the Harvard, MIT area, and then the next one down would be RTP, and it might have moved up since we have all these jobs coming. But I'm just saying that to say there's jobs there. It's going to be expanding going forward, so it's an excellent opportunity. Okay, any other questions? I'm looking in chat. I'm not seeing anything. Anyone else?
Yes, hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'd like to know this also what you was talking about. Does it work like if you want to work in the health field, like work in a hospital, or this is also consist of that, this program?
You said work in a hospital?
Yes, in the health field, because I was looking like something like it said health
Uh-huh.
versus health, so I don't know. I thought that's this was about, but I mean, because
Right.
so consist also to work in the hospital.
Yes, no, ma'am. This program is not that. They do have health programs where they have nurse aid program,
Mm-hmm.
and of course they do have the 2-year degree for RN. But this one is designed for biopharma. We don't go into the healthcare side of it at all.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh,
if
okay.
you but
God.
if you look on Wake Tech, they do have several
Mm-hmm.
of healthcare options, pharmacy tech, nurse aid, or short-term programs, and then they have 2-year programs also.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hmm.
We did have a health careers related session at 6 p.m. As part of this Workforce Wednesday. These sessions should be being recorded. And so if you go back to our WakeTech website after this is concluded, there should be links available to the sessions. So if you wanted to rewatch this or any other session, those should be available. That might be the session that you were thinking this was.
Yes, that's what I thought my teacher was telling me. So this popped up. So the bio work. So okay. Thank you.
I
Okay.
have actually a question. At this, could you tell us, like, what is the health benefits excellent? Is it usually full time? Is like, what can I expect from working in this career with
Right.
that aspect?
So the companies that are in this area tend to be very, very good companies, tend to have excellent benefits. The pay tends to be above the average for the area. So it's a good industry in that respect. The jobs, almost all the, I don't know any that are hiring part time. They're all full time jobs. Now I
Oh,
know
that's
Novo.
wonderful.
I saw one come out today where Novo is hiring people through a temporary agency, but they do that with the intention of bringing them on permanent in 3 months, 4 months, etc. So it's not like, okay, you're going to be a temp for 6 months, or I mean 6 years or something. But they're the only company that I'm aware of that goes through temp. But other than that, they are excellent jobs. As far as the work environment, it is production work, and when I say production, it's not like working on an assembly line, putting lug nuts on a wheel if you're building a car, but it is production, and it's 24/7 most of the time. So just be aware that you're probably going. Most of the companies that do 24/7 have some type of shift, either 3 8-hour shifts. Most of them that I've seen are 12-hour shifts where you work like 2 days, 2 days off, 3 days on, 2 days off, 2 3 2 type schedule. Um, but it just depends on the company. If you're doing strictly production, growing the sales, it's almost always 24 hours, 7 days a week in some way, shape, or form. If you're working like on a filling line where they can stop, then it's a lot of times it's typically 8 hours, maybe first shift and second shift, unless they're really busy and they run three. But they have a lot more latitude to set the hours and stop and start.
Well, great. Another thing, I literally also, because I've taken a couple of courses, example like sterilization, more like a hospital equipment, and I'm successful. I'm a great student, and I am having always trouble getting my foot in the door. Now,
Hmm.
this really intrigues me. I'm really looking forward to this because I love this aspect. But
Right.
am I going to have not having experience a hard time getting a job because that's hospitals are really hard. My experience of you don't have experience, you don't even get a phone call for an interview. I don't even get interviews,
Right.
for them to meet me.
Right. Well, what we do here, like I said, we do have the resume workshop to try to help people because, like you said, there's certain words that they're looking for, certain things that they're looking for. But as far as experience in the industry, right now, like I said, if you've got a solid work record and you take the bioworks, you should be able to get interviews, no problem. I mean,
Great.
there's so many jobs out there right now. Just for instance, and this is what someone told me. Lilly is going to hire 1,000 workers by next summer. They've already got 200. They're looking at 800 more positions to fill.
Wow,
Okay,
that's
that type
awesome.
that type that type of thing. I know Amgen's coming in. They're going to have, I don't know, a couple hundred, I'm sure. Diasynth, like I said, is ramping up. So there's opportunities out there. And what you had mentioned about the sterilization, et cetera, if you did that and you understand how autoclaves work, that's a big part of it.
Awesome. I love it.
Everything has to be sterile, of course, so you don't have
Yeah.
any contaminations when you're growing cells. And they have part of it is they have workers. That's what they do: package the stuff up, run it through the autoclave, make sure it's sterile, so we can put it on the equipment and use it. So that would, that experience in and of itself should get you okay. She understands the importance of sterility, which is critical. So I think you'd be
Great.
fine.
Great. Thank you.
Hmm.
I also posted in the chat a link to where this and other recordings of tonight's sessions will be posted. It may take a couple of days for those to get up there. I also posted a link to our great HRD classes. Those are classes for individuals seeking to get into the career field, such as resume writing and interviewing skills, and how to be the applicant tracking system. Other courses that may be of assistance. It sounds like if you take this particular course, you're going to be in great shape to get into this career field, and that's fantastic. If for whatever reason these other classes would be a benefit, I would encourage you to also check those out.
Yep. Definitely a good time to be looking towards the industry. Any more questions? If not, we will finish up, I think. Anyone?
No, but thank you for your time. I
Yes.
really got a lot of information
Right.
in a short period of time. I like that.
Yep. Thank you for your interest, taking a few minutes to come and listen. Like I said, if you've got further questions, you can look on Wake Tech's website, and it has the phone number if you wanted to speak to someone, emails. If you want to email someone, if you want to register, just go to the website, that ncbionetwork.org, like we said, and it's in the chat. And you can see what courses we got coming up and register. Okay? So we don't have any more questions. I'm going to let everyone go. It's been a pleasure meeting each of you, and I hope I can see you in class coming next spring. I know we've got classes that are starting like the 11th of January. So that's the earliest one. I think I'm almost certain they've got two set up in January. I know one starting like the 11th and maybe one the following week, but just check the schedule and you should be able to find something that works for you. Okay? All right. Well, I'm going to cut off for the meeting then, and I thank you for your time.